Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for 3 p.m. Eastern, July 3rd, 2019. We're approaching a liberation. Starting with this country. And it will usher in a transformation for America. And it will usher in a transformation for the planet. The frequencies, energies that we maintain example, if you had a brick of lead and you held it in thin air, of course, we will know what would happen if you released your hand. It would drop immediately to the ground because of its weight. Imagine if you could eliminate the gravity around it and the space that was holding it would allow it to be weightless. Even though you're holding it and you're saying, wow, that's heavy. But the gravity around it is removed and it's as light as a feather. Each of us are like that brick of lead. We weight ourselves down, and we honestly believe that we cannot float. We are too heavy. And the heaviness is all of the things that we have put and attracted and created, basically created around us. Some people say it's a burden. Some people are stressed out with, and have you ever felt heavy? It's kind of strange. You feel heavy. It's when you're challenged with so many things all at once coming at you, and then you kind of stutter, you stumble and you fall into your thought processes, and then it even gets more active. You got this going, that going, that going, so you accidentally, you stepped into your thought highway, and you're just all this stuff going on, boom, 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 boom. So you're heavy. You feel heavy. You get to a point where you go sit in a chair and you go, wow, man, I wish I could just be at peace for a year. You know what I mean? So, stillness. Still. Imagine yourself. You're totally light. You have no weight. You have no gravity to hold you. And you move at will in an upward direction. You're still, remember. You are not moving every which way but loose. You're totally still. And like the lake that's just absolutely mirrored, not anything stirring the surface of it. And you're completely still. And you have no weight. You're not heavy. All of the things that you think weigh you down, all of these things coming in weighing you down. Worries, stresses, fears, anxieties, hurt, pain. Constantly thinking about what's your body going to do, how long do you have, all of these things, they just is they attach themselves to us. We create them. A lot of us don't realize that we do create them. And so a once light feather becomes heavy as that brick of lead. You become more fatigued. You tire more easily. You're just not right. You're not in joy and happiness. And this is what happens when you separate your joy from yourself, which is always there, and you separate your happiness from the happiness that you are. So you separate yourself from your God, from who you are. And a lot of us do this, even though you know that your God is inside. Even though you know this, see? All of this whirling, and it's like you step out of the vortex into the whirling, into the debris swimming around you, you know. And you look up, and all you can see golden white pink light at the end of the vortex. You can see it up there when you look up. But all around, coming way down, miles and miles and miles, you see this debris, this dark, you know, spiraling energy, and carrying all kinds of thoughts and things that you have created. But you're in the center. Sometimes we step off the center and we get pulled into the vortex. We get pulled into what's circulating around the vortex, around the center, the stillness. And it's very hard to get back in to the center, to the stillness. And when we can acknowledge for ourselves, each and every one of us, no one's going to force you. No external authority is going to, you know, you won't allow that. You're concentrating on connecting with your God. So, okay, I'm off. I got off of myself. I disconnected for a bit here. I've got to move back into stillness and nowness. A lot of us do not, for instance, you really want to know how to become at peace? You sit in a comfortable position. You don't have to be in the lotus position or anything like that. You sit in a comfortable position so that you aren't, no body parts are taxed. You have no outside noise. Zero. Put earplugs in. Okay? And you don't want bright light beaming you while you're doing this. So you want it to be subdued light. You want it to be comfortable, you know, like the old light bulbs that we used to have that were not harmful, that we used to read by. You know, it's a kind of a real nice golden glow light. And you just relax. You sit in that position, but you're in the now. You always move into that now position, and you still yourself as you breathe. You become still. And the best analogy I use for myself is the lake. It's like glass. You know it's water. You know you could dive into it and make splashes and waves. But it's like glass. And when you concentrate on that vision, that image of that lake, and its placidness, it's totally, it's much more shinier. It's shinier than glass. It's clear, not moving. You begin to identify that with yourself in stillness. So when you're in the stillness, you understand that you're one. Then you realize your God is with you, and you welcome that. And then you also realize that you have always been at peace. You have always been in joy. You find that, you know. It's like you open the door and you go, here it is. It's all here. It's always been here. And it absorbs into you because it is you. Isn't that strange? We occupy these bodies and we move through this life. And we are constantly trying to find our happiness, our joy. our peace, our bliss. And we've been trained to think that it comes from things, okay? And then we try to force relationships or create relationships. Many people do this, and then they get married, and then it falls apart eventually because it wasn't what they thought it was. It wasn't what they had created for themselves and imprinted on that human. This is all, it's all connected. When you are in this space, this stillness, everything is absolutely clear in front of you. You embrace your joy. Your joy is what you do in the body, okay? So you have your joy inside, and you come and you find your joy. You know, I've had people explain to me, and it's really interesting. They'll start saying, you know, I was doing this. I had a friend of mine tell me that he was in, he majored in chemistry, and he loved, he got straight A's in it, back to back, because it was a joy creating things. He just absolutely loved it. This is what happens to each of us. When that happens to us, we understand that what is joy? Joy is effortless. You expand. You don't even know how much you're expanding and what you're creating because you're so much in joy. And as you see your creation come into fruition, your joy advances even more. You want to do it all the time. That's the point. Whatever it may be. You know what? Each and every one of you has a joy. Guarantee you. And you know what? You don't need to, I'm going to have to dig for it and find it. You literally figure out what your joy is. You may be doing something, you go, wow, this really feels good. And I'll tell you how you identify with it. You get a wave of total gratification, of total joy, total peace, of what it is you're doing. At that point, you will know that is your joy. Okay? And it's no big deal if you don't know what your joy is. You just know that every one of us has our joy. It is buried within us, some deeper than others. And that's how we flourish. And it's in us. It's within us. And this is how stillness helps us. This is how it positions us. We position ourselves in the stillness, in the now, and we become passively peaceful, like the lake. That's still. And watch what happens. And remember, you're the master of your mind. You're the commander, and you're the light ship. You're the light ship because you're carrying your God force within your body. So, if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure most of you are. And as I talk, you're going to want to relax. And to relax, you first move into the now. You do not, this is one of our huge, biggest challenges, is to not go into the past to create your future. And all of us do that. And to not go into the future, but in the now. Not an hour from now, not 10 days from now, not tomorrow, and not all the things from yesterday. Not all of the things you've done in the past. They're gone. They are absolutely gone. They're history. They will never come again unless you go into the past and you create your future by going over the things in your past which then cause you to create your future. In other words, it's very similar continuously. It's the same thing. You keep repeating yourself, but you're unaware of it. In the now. So when you're in the now, you go into this now. You begin to relax. Your shoulders drop. You're not being conflicted because you aren't allowing it. And remember, you're on the sidelines. You've got tens of thousands of thoughts bristling in and out all day long, 24/7. And you're sitting on the sidelines and you're watching them. They're like streams of multicolored lights. They move in and they move out. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. At just lightning speed. You can't even tell when, they're so fast. Now, you acknowledge them, you know them, but you don't participate in them. You see, that's where we get tricked and we start literally blasting off into all kinds of directions, into the future, into the past. So you're in the now, and you're relaxing. Your body is loosening. It's dropping down. You are not conflicted. You are not stressed. You move into harmony. And as you're doing this, you want to breathe. You want to breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. You want to breath in through the nose, breath out through the mouth. And as you breathe in through the nose, you want to hold it 1001, 1002, 1003. And as you do this, as you breathe in, you are concentrating and focusing on your breathing. It literally causes you to focus on your breathing. Your breathing is absolute paramount. As I say, humans shallow breathe, and they only take in 18% oxygen. You can see why some of the things that happen in our bodies happen. And you want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. So as you breathe in through the nose, you're breathing in divine positive energy. And what is it? What is divine positive energy? It is high frequency of God information coming to you all the time. Now, it comes to your God. If you are connected to your God consciously, you will then understand it. If you are not, it will go to your God, and you won't have any inclination or clue that it has. So as it comes in, divine positive energy, stillness, you're still. Space. When you sit out in space, when you're out in space, there's no gravity. It's sacred. There's no oxygen. There's just nothingness. And you float. You weigh nothing. And then when you look out into space as you're floating there, you realize that you're part of all of it. All of it. You're part of all that flows, ever. You look in the vastness of space and you see all these planets, life, and you're going, I'm part of this. This is a powerful vision and an experience to have. It is in humbleness and tremendously deep gratitude. Stillness. This is the focal point for you to adjust yourself, for you to be at peace with yourself and with your God. Picture this. You're in a beautiful scene. There's a hammock. You know, those yarn hammocks are real soft. And it's a large one. And you and your God are next to each other in the hammock. You're embraced. And you're one. You have this light breeze. You have this beautiful, not hot, but a beautiful golden white pink light shining on you. And you're completely still. Like the water on the lake. You're still as can be. And you're celebrating your God in this hammock. All your desires, all of your needs and wants are yours. Always have been. In this stillness with your God, embraced in that hammock, being drenched in the golden white pink light, you are divine. You are omnipotent. In your pure love. Now, when you breathe out, you're breathing out anything that would disturb you. The things that disturb you is what your mind creates. The things that get you off center is what your mind creates. And then the ego supports. This is why you should be very mindful. It's important to be mindful of your thoughts. And when you're the master, your thoughts aid you. Because you're the director. You know which ones that you don't have any intent of interacting with at all. So when you breathe out, you're breathing out all of the ripples that would disturb your stillness. Okay? You have a hand of rocks. You can throw them in the lake. Cause all kinds of ripples throughout the lake. One rock thrown in that lake, it could be hundreds of acres of a lake. You drop that rock in that lake, those waves will go out through that whole entire lake. You won't see them just where the rock goes in, but they will fan out across that entire lake. Stillness. We fold into our heart mind. We're above our heart and floating there. Stillness in the now. Filled with love. Embracing our God. We're merged with our God. We become one. We bring heaven to earth. We bring heaven to our new earth. Our new world. High vibrational frequency. We are encased all the time in this auric field, this energy band of lights, frequencies. And I can just name a few because there are many. We talk about the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael, your ability to heal. We talk about the purple, blue, violet flaming light of Archangel Michael. Your ability to dispel darkness. We talk about the purple transmuting flame. Your ability to transmute and nullify all lower frequencies, all caustic energies. We talk about the violet ray. Your ability to cleanse all that is impure, all that is low frequencies, all that is damaged, all that has no respect for life. We talk about the white fire. Your ability to imbue yourself with impenetrable cosmic armor. where any attempts to try to invade your stillness, your now, and your God are vaporized. Any attempts to penetrate with any form of frequency is vaporized. This is your confidence without ego. The golden white pink light from Source, Mother, Father, God, masculine, feminine, Prime Source, Creator, God, our family, of the deepest, purest, eternal love. Your ability to love all things, to love all life, to love everything. These are your abilities, just to name a few. Arm in arm, hand in hand, we form our circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, and immediately enrobe her in deep, eternal love light energy. You can see the flecks, the glitter in the atmosphere of the pink and the gold and the white. And you can see it as it reflects, as it embraces the planet, the entire atmosphere, all life, inside and out. And we begin to elevate ourselves, to float up, and to literally open the doors as we call out to our brothers and sisters, to the other parts of us. Firstly, all of the light energy beings in all dimensions, all densities, all existences, who are of the deepest eternal light, from the deepest eternal light, who are benevolent, kind, generous, sharing. And they come in the Gugaplex. The numbers are so great that there isn't a number to identify their numbers. It is just they. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us. Our circle expands exponentially and grows exponentially. It fans out into the galaxy universes, ever. And for those of you that are new, ever is all that there is, ever has been, and ever will be. And so we literally grow. This love is expanding. We are humbled by them. They're humbled by us. Their gods are with us. Our gods are with them. We are pure love. We call upon the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes, all of the angels, all of the civilizations who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love, who are kind, benevolent, tranquil, peaceful, generous. And they come in massive numbers, in the trillions, and they, arm in arm, hand in hand, join us in this meditation, in this circle of light. They are as one as we are. Their gods within them embrace our gods within us. We are humbled, and we are in the deepest, deepest, deepest gratitude. And they as well. And our light expands. We call upon all the ascended masters, and believe me, there are many. Some have not even been written. They are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are benevolent and kind, generous. They are at peace and benevolent. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Sananda, Jesus, Saint Germain, Abundantia, Amoria. They all come in, arm in arm, hand in hand. They're in the deepest of gratitude. We're in the deepest of gratitude. Their gods with our gods with theirs. We merge. We love them. They love us. We love, all of us love each other. This is a super concentrated, high frequency, deep eternal love gathering. And our light expands. We call upon all the inhabitants of this planet at this time beneath Agartha, and Earth, follow Earth, beneath Earth. These are all the civilizations who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are in total peace. They are in high generosity. They are tranquil. They are benevolent, and they flock in. And they join us hand in hand, arm in arm, and they are in deep gratitude for us, and we are in deep gratitude for them. Understand that all of us should be in deep gratitude always, never moving out of it, for everything. 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 We love them and they love us. We call upon all of the off-worlders, the civilizations, the galactics, whatever you choose to name them. These civilizations are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are generous, kind, peace, benevolent, deep, eternal love. They have been assisting us, as they are our brothers and sisters, with our evolution, with our enlightenment, with our ascension, in freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage. Arm in arm, hand in hand, they come in the billions. Their God lights are bright. They are in deep gratitude for us, and we are in deep gratitude for them. We love them, and they love us. Arm in arm, hand in hand, our light expands. We call upon all of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this life and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. They are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love. They are at peace, benevolent, kind. We assist them in helping them balance. We flood them with our God love. We embrace them. We strengthen them. And they flock in, arm in arm, hand in hand, and they join us. And we are in the deepest gratitude for them, and they are in the deepest gratitude for us. We love them and they love us, and we are one. we call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms at this very moment, in this very time, in and on and above this planet, who are of the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love, who are in joy, happiness, generosity, kindness, peace. And they flock in the trillions, arm in arm, hand in hand. And just to name a few, fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarfs, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire. The mermaids, the dolphins, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, and many, many, many more. And they join us, and our light expands. We look up, and we see our meditative sphere holding all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Feel the intensity of the deepest, highest eternal love that this sphere is waving out throughout existence. All of our meditations in perpetual motion. It waves out, and it literally changes the fabric of space of all low vibrational frequencies, and it literally transforms that into deep eternal love. It saturates the sacredness of space. It envelops all that there is, ever. We feel it as it floods us, as it literally soaks us from head to toe, inside and out, both our biological bodies and our gods. We're filled with a complete knowing. We are filled with a complete peace. We are filled with stillness. We are within our gods. Feel this, all of these gods with us, vibrating with tremendously high, deep, eternal love. This is how it transforms the sacredness of space. We look upon this planet, this water world, and we see all these lights, all of the life that we love dearly. All life and all things we love dearly. And as we see our brothers and sisters, we flood them immediately with stillness, with peace. And all we're doing is we're opening up their gods to them. That's it. We are not giving them this. We are awakening them to it so that they can then become it, so that their gods merge with their bodies in consciousness. So that there is no separation. There is total stillness, peace, joy, deep eternal love, prosperity, bliss. I'll join you in a meditation, and I'll return to close us out. understand your stillness, your now. The more you're there, the more the paradise you create, the new life, the new world becomes super crystal clear. And it is created. Take this with you the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the next morning. Embrace it. Embrace that which you are. Tonight we have a TFCC, 9 o'clock Eastern p.m. I suggest you have something to write with. And we will return here Thursday, July 4th, 2019. Do a special meditation as it comes in for this historic time.